Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Angel, aka the Angelic Muse. I'm an intuitive tarot reader as well as a certified Reiki practitioner. And I am here, as you can see from the title, back here to provide you with another pick a card reading. This one's going to be focused on what it is you are not seeing. I'm going to try to keep it as general as possible, but whatever comes out, comes out. But getting into these piles, you have 3 to choose from. For your first pile, I did decide to use all clear quartz as well. It's just different cuts and sizes, only because clear quartz is meant to harmonize and balance and things like that. So I figured it would be more fitting for this particular reading and what it is that you're not seeing. Anyway, so for your first pile, we have this crystal, well, this clear quartz. For your second pile, we have this clear quartz. And then for your third pile, we have this clear quartz. All right, y'all. Don't mind my nails and don't laugh at me, okay? I need my nails done. So anyway, all the timestamps and things will be down below. You can take a minute to pause the video if you like, so you can meditate on whichever one it is that you choose. Whether you choose one or all 3 is totally up to you and your intuition. If you don't gravitate towards any of them, that just means this is not your reading. But I do pray you come back for another one. All the decks I'm using will be linked down or put down below, not necessarily links. But my links will be down below. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can do that on my website, www.theangelicmuse.com. I do intuitive tarot sessions, personal, and personal Reiki sessions as well from a distance. But other than that, I will see you guys down at your timestamps. Hey guys, if you picked pile 1 with this clear quartz crystal here is your reading. So for your first card, you have the 4 of Swords in reverse. Second card, you have the Queen of Swords. Third card is the 6 of Wands. Then to clarify your 4 of Swords in reverse, you have the 9 of Swords. To clarify your Queen of Swords, we have the 8 of Swords. And to clarify your 6 of Wands, we have the 10 of Swords. So, what you're not seeing here, I'm going to start over here with the 4 of Swords in reverse and the 9 of Swords. So, and what I'm getting from those 2 cards is you may be losing sleep over whatever this thing you're inquiring about is. But with the 9 of Swords, I just take it as moments that you're supposed to be resting or healing from the situation, because you could be just chilling, working out at the gym, or you could just be riding your bike or taking a walk, and this situation tends to come to your mind. So it's not necessarily just a losing of sleep type energy I'm getting from this. I'm saying it's just a constant, like, running, like it's a cycle in your head that just constantly keeps replaying over and over again. But I think that it's interesting because with the 9 of Swords, she has her face covered, and I think that what this is doing is that you're so engulfed in your feelings and about the situation, and in your head about the situation, that you're not necessarily seeing the bigger picture. I'm seeing you're isolating yourself, and you're not really opening up to, like, you're not really opening up to people in general about this. You kind of have your mind made up that it's like it's just a terrible situation that's happened to you. And granted, not to minimize, we're not minimizing anything here. I'm not minimizing the situation or your feelings about it. But what I will say is, the longer that you sit in feelings, the longer you will continue to be in that cycle. But I see here with this Queen of Swords and this Eight of Swords here, you're really sleeping on yourself if you continue to go that way. But it's looking like what's happening here is there is um a high level of potential here with this Queen of Swords. She's on her game. Like, she's very logical, but she also factors in like emotions and things like that to an extent, but not really. She's still a queen, so she's still feminine, but she's not really allowing it to get to her. And with this Eight of Swords, I see again eyes blocked. You're not seeing your own potential. The Eight of Swords, she can literally rip those rags off of her and just run from whatever it is that is holding her back, but she's kind of, again, so engulfed in her, in what has happened, that's kind of hard to see past that. However, with this Six of Wands and this Ten of Swords here, I see that greater is coming. Now, the Six of Wands does come after the Five of Wands. So this could have been a disagreement. This could have been a bad business deal. This could have been just a bad communication all around, fighting and physical, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But either way, this is coming from a place of turmoil and confusion. And the Six of Wands is about obtaining a victory. And with the Ten of Swords to come after, you have the 9, the 8, and the 10 of Swords all at the bottom here. So you're definitely reaching the end point of the journey that you're on. As far as this, but it's almost, it seems like it's almost coming in so fast. Like, it's like every time you turn around, you're just surrounded by it. But that's all because, again, like, you're just, the mind is what we like. Okay, so whatever it is that you think is. So if you were to just train your mind to, like, you're not seeing the bigger picture of this situation. You're not seeing all the good that could come from it. You're not seeing how you could blossom into this newfound being, how your story is could potentially be told in order to enlighten another. You know what I mean? You're not seeing the benefits of this happening. Say, for example, this was like a bad disagreement or a bad argument. Granted, we all say things we don't mean sometimes. The key is to make it a point to try not to, or to be as cautious as possible. But we do say things at times. So whether that you're the victim or or whether you're the protagonist or the antagonist in this story, or the victim or the perpetrator or whatever, is really irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. On the smaller scale, in your head and your mind, it's huge, and I'm not here to minimize it. But on the grander scheme, as far as the potential that lies within you and the greater things that could come from you learning this new information or being exposed to this, are pivotal for you. Now, the thing is that a lot of people don't see in their misery and in their sorrows and under their tears, like, you don't see the greatness or the victory in it, because you're still going through the grieving process. However, the grieving process is like healing in grieving is it's not really linear. You're going to have good days, bad days. You might even be good for a whole year, and then you find yourself sad about something all over again. However, the key is to be able to control your emotions, control your own mind. Don't let your emotions have control over you, and don't let your mind have control over you. As difficult as that may sound for some people, it is attainable and it is possible for you to be able to. And I think that what you're not seeing here is that you have the potential to think your way up out of this thing, the same way you have the potential to constantly allow it to consume you. And again, with the Ten of Swords being like, it clarifies the Six of Wands. You got to get to that end of the road there with the Ten of Swords. It's going to feel like soul crushing to you, like, but it's also going to be a release of the thing. So just understand that this process that you may be being consumed with at this time, there's greater in it, and there's greater that's going to come from that pain that you are experiencing. and it's up to you to allow it in. You know, if you decide you want to continue, because some people will do that. They play the victim, or they take on the victim role because they feel that the benefits of that are more rewarding than to actually pick yourself up out of a situation and control it. You know what I mean? But then there are other ones who, like I said, do the opposite, and they find that there's more potential in that. There's more benefits in that. You know, you got to kind of pick a side on this one. However, going the route of liberating yourself and finding that newfound freedom within yourself, and seeing opening your eyes up and seeing your own potential and your ability to will yourself up out of a thing just by the thoughts in your mind, is what you're not seeing, and is what's being missed here. Um, but I do definitely want to, like I said, I'm not here to diminish anybody's feelings or anything like that, because, you know, we all experience pain in different ways. So I do want to send out my, you know, like, I want to send out good vibes, of course, but like just a bit of healing energy to you, because, you know, I don't know what it is that you're experiencing, but I pray that you heal from it in the way that is fitting, unique, and divinely made just for you. So let me just read your oracles. You have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. That just reminds me, or not even reminds me, but that just makes me think of this Queen of Swords energy and the Eight of Swords. Like, because that Queen of Swords goes right behind the Six of Wands. So the minute you change your perspective on it, a new life will emerge from this, depending on what vision it is that you're holding. Just keep holding the vision. So if you, from the looks of that card being piggybacking off of this, it feels like for most of you, you are not necessarily trying to sit in your feelings about this, which is an amazing thing. You know, although it may consume you at times, it's not really necessarily a voluntary thing. Because again, some people voluntarily do that, but it doesn't seem like that's what's happening here. It seems like you're trying to will yourself up out of this thing, which is great, because there is a newfound freedom that will come with that, a newfound liberation. And, you know, the problem or whatever it is that you're going through will then minimize itself. Not the magnitude of your feelings in the moment, but just the problem in itself won't seem as big. It'll actually seem small. It'll just seem like one of those things that happen and that you learned from. So that's a great thing. And then you have Hollow Bone, Teachability. And this card right here is represented by the number 28, which is also a 10 or a 1. So yeah, it's all about starting over and rebuilding. I was supposed to say reclaiming your time. Rebuilding, and just, again, being teachable. And being teachable, that we're all students, forever students in life. Like, we're forever learning. And I think opening up your mind and your perspective, like the Queen of Swords, she's kind of like, she's very analytical and she's very logical about something. So she has the ability to take her feelings out of something when making decisions, especially when they're there to benefit her, like if it's to her benefit or benefit anybody around her, really. But just in general, you know, just knowing what to entertain and what not to entertain is going to be pivotal for you. Because some shit, like, we do tend to at times make bigger than what they are. And then other things, granted, they may be that big, but we allow them to consume us so much that it kind of overtakes us. And that's not fair to us. That's doing us a disservice. You know what I mean? So, and then your last card here, we have Deep Knowing, represented by the number 43. 43 goes down to 7. It's a very spiritual number, a very deep number, but this also says Deep Knowing. So yeah, I think that what that goes back to is, like I said, with this Eight of Swords and Queen of Swords energy, deep down, you know you have what it takes to overcome this thing. You're not seeing it right now because you're maybe in your grieving process. However, once you're able to see past all of what's been happening to you, and you can sit down with it and actually, like, sit down with your thoughts and be like, okay, this is what's going on. How do I move forward from it? Because deep down, you know you will. Deep down, you know you can. And the thing about it is that God does not, you're not getting picked on here because this bad thing happened to you. So while you may feel like it's the end of the world for you, just know it's not. There's a new life and a new earth coming to you once you can overcome this pain and this grief. There or this confusion, whatever it is that you're going through. But yeah, stop sleeping on yourself because you're really not seeing your potential here. You're not, and you're bigger than the thing. Like, don't allow your circumstances or your situations in life to diminish who you are as a person and how you show up in this world. Because at the end of the day, it's not worth it, for one, and time is one of those things you just can't get back. So just make sure you are, training your thoughts or creating your thoughts in a way that are useful to you as opposed to detrimental and just holding you back, because it's really not worth it in the end. But from the looks of this, it just seems like, if you can continue to just climb up that mountain, and you'll surpass this thing eventually. So, pile one, I thank you so much for being here with me. I pray that this resonates with you. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. You can like and subscribe as well. And all my links and stuff will be down below. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can do so over at my website, www.theangelicmuse.com. And I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or your night. Hey, Pile 2. So if you chose this big boy here, you chose the biggest crystal. Here is your reading. So for your first card, you have the Star. And then I'm going to just do for pile 1, I flipped out the first row, but I'm going to just do the clarifiers too. So, and then to clarify the Star, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And then for your second card, you have the Queen of Pentacles. This light is so bright, y'all. It's not even funny. And like, I turn it down and it's not light enough. Turn it up, it's too light. Oh, and then your second card to clarify the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Then for your third card, you have Judgment. And then to clarify it, you have the Ten of Swords. So, how to, what you're not seeing. I'm gonna start over here with the Star and the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying that Star, what you're not seeing is you're not really confident. You don't see how much of a star you are. You don't see your ability to pour into people. Like you don't see the effects of the way, you don't see people the way they see you. Not in love. Wait, you don't see yourself the way people see you. I'm sorry. You don't see yourself the way people see you. People see you as a star. People see you as and stars are bright. You have the ability to light up a room. You don't see that within yourself. You don't see how hardworking you are with this Eight of Pentacles here. You could be very nurturing. You could be very homey. You know how to, like, I don't know why the thought of interior designing, you know how to hook a room up. Like, I thought of that. You don't see how diligent you are, how particular you are, your attention to detail, how much you don't give up on things or people or whatever it is that you're working on. You try to see the brighter side of things. There's so much within the Star card, and I did kind of trickle over to the Queen of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles energy as well, but you don't mind like taking your time with things either. Like you don't mind necessarily starting over until you get something right. You're open to learning. You don't see what at times you don't even see what you are blessed with, like the abundance around you, because you're so consumed with what you aren't. And yeah, the thing about it is that though I think that outwardly you appear one way, but then on the inside you kind of just have these moments where you don't feel like you're good enough, but you don't see that you are good enough. With this Judgment here and then the Ten of Swords, to clarify it, I'm just feeling like maybe you think of your past, or like you'll have these thoughts that pop up on what you've done in your past, or things that may have happened to you that kind of trigger you and cause you to go into this energy, like the Ten of Swords energy, where you just feel like the whole world is coming down on you. And it's interesting though, because a million people could tell you one thing about yourself, a good thing about yourself, but you won't necessarily believe it because you're kind of accustomed to not, because you think that your experiences are what hold value as opposed to who you are as a person. Um, you don't see what you have the ability to offer the world, your insight, your talents, even the experiences that you have been through that may not be the most comfortable for you to talk about at times. If you could find the resources to gain the ability to do so, and then some of them could be shared with the world in a way, like more in an enlightening way. You never know what you could teach the next person just with your story alone. um One thing I will say about the star card is she's naked, so she's very vulnerable and exposed. And I think that that is one thing that you're fearful of, is being exposed. With the Ace of Pentacles coming out in reverse, it just gives me this lack mentality, like this, like I'm not good enough to expose myself to the world. I don't want to tell my story because it's not of value, or I don't want to heal from this because, and not even that you don't want to heal from it, uh, but that you're fearful of it because it would just bring it up again. Like you just kind of shut it out and almost wear a mask, as opposed to really truthfully getting down to the bottom of whatever it is that you're, going through or dealing with that makes you feel the way that you do. Um, Let me get into your oracle here. You have called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. And you have beloved radical acceptance, represented by the number 2. And then clean it up, represented by the number 21. So going into this first card called soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. I think it's important to know that with the word called, what's coming to me is like you're called to do this. You're called to be here. You're called to heal from this. You're called to elevate. However, with all of those things comes the painful or uncomfortable experiences that you have. Like it's to say you're called for all of it. Like there's a reason for all of it. You know, and it's up to you to kind of walk through that door and just kind of rip off the mask or whatever it is that you're dealing with, so that you can see all these beautiful qualities within yourself. Like you can actually, instead of just hearing them, or maybe you don't hear them enough, but this is me telling you, like, you know what they say, like sometimes when you, like for pretty people or handsome people, for example, they'll say they're the least likely to get the compliment, like, oh, you're pretty or you're handsome, because people naturally think that they get it anyway. So maybe you're one of those people where you're just so outwardly charismatic and like kind and loving to other people that they kind of assume that, like, you hear it all the time and they don't want to be that 100 millionth and 65 billionth person to tell you. Who knows? Everybody has their reasons for doing different things. So I just wanted to say, in case you don't hear it enough, I'm telling you, you got all these good qualities about yourself, and it's just like you allow your experiences to define you when that's not what it is. It's you at your core that matters. And with this card, beloved, radical acceptance, um, that's radical acceptance of self. That's all parts of you. That's all parts of this life and the experiences that come with it. Because at the end of the day, there are certain things that you cannot change. There are certain things that you can change. And it's up to you to define which ones are which, or be able to discern between which ones are which. And for your self-image, the way you view yourself, your self-esteem, that is very much in your control. It's all for self. It's all within the self. These experiences we go through, that they're literally, that like these uncomfortable experiences, The whole point of them is for us to liberate ourselves and rise above them. However, if we never do that, then the whole meaning of it is always going to feel like an attack when they come back up, as opposed to like, oh, this came back up, let me deal with it. Is, oh, this came back up again, like I'm damn, like, like, and I get it. So, but it's up to you to heal from it. So, anyway, last card is 21. Clean it up. That right there, I feel like is your self image. It's your thoughts. It's the way you view yourself in general. Um, it's definitely the people around you. If you are around negative people who don't say anything good about you, who just take advantage of you, whatever the case may be. This could be a number of different things. It's a general reading, but whatever you need to clean up, you know what needs to clean house. You know what you need to get rid of. And it's the fall too. Let all the dead things go. Because once the springtime come back around, you want to just start fresh and start anew and just be in your star energy. That's the first card that came out. Not only that, but I told you in the beginning, you picked the biggest stone. That's not without reason. You know what I mean? It's not, people can say having the crystals on here like does whatever, but either way, I like using them, and I know other people do too. So I think that when people choose them, that's for a reason as well, because there are other people who pick pile 1 and 3. So anyway, um, pile 2. I thank you so much for being here, and I pray that this resonates with you. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. You can like and subscribe as well. And all my links and stuff will be down below. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can do so over at my website, over at www.theangelicmuse.com. And I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or your night. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose this Heyyy here is your reading. So for your first card, we have the 9 of Cups. Second card, we have the Death card. Third card, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. And then to clarify your 9 of Cups, we have the 4 of Swords. If I can get it. This light is so bright. Oh my god. Look, y'all. There we go. I was about to say. Y'all know what the Force is. I'm just trying to show y'all this deck. 7 of Wands to clarify your Death card. And then lastly, we have the Tower to clarify your Queen of Cups. Okay, you got the Death card and the Tower card. Wait a minute. No, it's funny. Okay. No, I'm joking. Okay, get into your reading. So, I'm going to start over here with your 9 of Cups and your 4 Swords. This looks like it doesn't look like a bad reading. I was joking with the Death and the Tower, but y'all know how people be about the Death and the Tower card. I was just making a little jokey joke. But if you ain't find that funny, then I don't know. Anyway, 9 of Cups with the 4 Swords. So, what I'm getting from that is I have everything I want. I'm content. Like, there's nothing else that I could potentially ask for. But with the 4 Swords, it's almost like a too content. Like, you don't like a it's like I don't even want to look for what else is out there, because what I have is just, it's all I need. But or all I want, rather. I feel like that's more of a want. But because with this Death and the 7 of Wands, I'm getting like a resistance. Obviously, with the 7 of Wands, with this transition that is like on the horizon for you, is something that's probably like knocking on your door or nudging at you or something, and you're like, nah, I'm good, like I don't really. But the thing is, so you have this 7 of Wands energy, because you feel like if you add on more to your already 9 of Cups plate, is just too much. But there's a 10 of Cups after the 9 of Cups. That's not the end. Like, so the thing is, we gotta look beyond, like, we gotta look beyond our our fears, because essentially I feel like that's what it all boils down to. Like we can say, like, if I add on this, I have all this extra on my plate or whatever the case may be, but even that comes from a place of fear. It's as if you can't handle it, but you can, and you will, if you decide to go forward with it, because but the thing about death and the transformation card is that it's things are going to change one way or another. So we can either go the route that flows or the route that goes the opposite way, that kind of tries to push across the current. And I think that this Seven of Wands card here is actually a good, like, it's a good look, because it's more for you to invest in. That's the word that came to my mind, invest. It's not really a negative or a takeaway. It's actually something that you'll be able to build upon. And the Seven of Wands does come after the Six of Wands, which is a victory in itself. So just thinking about how the negative parts of it and having more on your plate, or not even negative, but just like the more, it seems overwhelming right now, but once you are like, you get into the flow and the groove of it, you'll find that it's more fulfilling than you even anticipated, especially with this Queen of Cups and the Tower card. Now, the Tower card in this particular instance doesn't feel like a bad card. It feels like, yes, it's full of surprises and shocks, but they're good surprises and shocks. They're ones, like I said, with this Nine of Cups energy you're in, you're not really anticipating, because you're like, what more could I want? What more do I need? Like, no, there's something else coming. It's going to turn that 9 into a 10 for you. And it's going to be also a fulfilling Queen of Cups energy, very feminine energy, very receptive. It's going to be more of a takeaway than a give. Like, and I mean, like, you're going to receive more than you have to put out for that, like the results and stuff. Granted, the Seven of Wands energy is here, so you will have work and something to maintain. However, it's going to be so amazing for you that it won't even feel like work. It won't feel like you have to maintain it. It just kind of comes naturally to you. And the Queen of Cups is the water card. Water is like a very flowy card. I feel like this is going to be something that actually flows, and it doesn't really have too much, like, it's just not going to feel like too much on your plate. Right now, you with this Four of Swords, clarifying the Nine of Cups, like, it feels like you're in like a resting, you're content, but you can do something else. Sorry if y'all heard my braces. I was shifting my the leg of my thing underneath the chair. But yeah, so let me get into your oracles. So for your first one, you have the Golden Children, Inner Child, Tenderness, Innocence, and Rare Gifts. And then you have Spirit of the River, Movement Toward Adventure, represented by the number 5, or 50, I'm sorry. Goes down to 5. And then Time to Go, represented by the number 45. And that one goes down to the number 9. So let's see. So with this Golden Children card, I'm feeling like whatever this is, this new beginning that's being called in, is not, it's a rare opportunity. It may even be once in a lifetime for some of you. It's the feeling and the fulfillment behind it. Maybe not necessarily the thing. You could see other people with that thing in a different form or whatever the case may be, but like, just the way that it would make your inner child happy to have this thing, because there's so many people out in this world who don't embrace or nurture their inner child. And I think that what this will do is it'll tap into that energy within you, and it'll allow you to be creative and just free flowing in general. Like it says, rare gifts. I don't feel like that this opportunity is one that many get, and it's the Golden Children. Gold is a very expensive and high quality material. Like, it seems very, like, yeah. And then with Spirit of the River, Movement Toward Adventure, again, with this Tower card, I feel like this opportunity, this golden opportunity that's being presented to you, is going to be filled with a lot more excitement and surprises than you were actually anticipating. Maybe you're not the type who likes surprises, but I feel like these will be more in your favor than not, if that makes, any sense. I know that not liking surprises is just not liking surprises, but who knows? Maybe you'll find that you do actually like surprises. You just didn't like the surprises you were getting before. Who knows? But again, you're in Nine of Cups energy, so you're good. Anyway, moving on, and then to the last card represented by the number 45. Time to go. 45 goes down to the number 9. That is Hermit energy. I feel like this is definitely one you are going to have to do some form of introspection with before you actually take it on, because like I said, you do seem like you're content and stable and you're good where you are, and you don't really, I'm not gonna say see the benefit of um you know whatever it is that's being presented to you, but you don't necessarily care. Like, you're not really making any hard moves to obtain the thing. But again, like I said, with death, the death card, when the time comes, it comes. And it doesn't often come back around again. We do have NDEs, those near death experiences, but I was being very literal there. But anyway, even in the sense of change, just life changing. When changes happen, they just happen. We can't really turn back the hands of time. So but I think this will diving deeper into the unknown with this is going to fill you with a lot more surprises and good things and good energy than you anticipated. And you'll have room for it. You'll have time for it. And if you don't have time right now, you'll definitely be able to make time. Things happen all the time, and you'll be good. So, pile 3. I thank you so much for being here, and I pray that this resonates with you. If it does, please let me know down in the comments. You can subscribe as well. And all my links will be down below. If you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can do that at my website, www.theangelicmuse.com. And I thank you so much for being here. I pray you enjoy the rest of your day or your night.